Every time feeling that I must be into something bad for me, 'cause I sure lost a lot of weight. Feeling like I'm out on the road with some old rock and roll band. Oh, should we let this song play for a minute? You want to hear it? It's one of my favorites too. Good morning. I'll get in trouble, I'm sure. Y'all are just going to have to guess that one from the beginning tones. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Cards and coffee. What we got going on here? Initial messages. I got, it's easy to be myself with you. That hoe running circles around you, bro. I've always liked to play with fire. New thing plus change equals new thing. And I'm too involved now. You jump, I jump, remember. I can't turn away without knowing you're going to be okay. Save those for anybody else who might jump in later. My goodness. So, just based on, I'm going to go with a little bit of world news here because that's what I looked at this morning. I hadn't paid attention to it in a long time, but somebody came home and mentioned it yesterday. They're like, did you hear this happen? And I was like, really? Yeah. Screw that other dude. And they're like, what? And I was like, yeah, no, I'm like, when two people get in a fight, right? Right. Think about it. I'm thinking back in the day I worked at KFC, right? I was a teenager, and these two girls, they were always getting at it. It was LaDawn and Sandy. And we had gone out to Sister Girl Tuesdays, and they were all friends at the time. So we had gone out to Sister Girl Tuesdays at the Conga Club in Savannah. And on the way back, they had gotten into a little bit of a tiff before we left the club, and they were riding in a different car. I got dropped off first, thank God. And then apparently, when they all got back to where their apartments were or whatever, or one of them followed the other one to their apartment, they got into a huge fight, right? Well, Dawn comes into work the next day, and her face is just messed up, right? Just messed up. Her eyes puffed up. She's got puffed up lips. She's got stuff on it because it cracked and everything, right? She just looks jacked up, and she's like, I won. I beat her ass, right? And now she was bigger than Sandy. Sandy was this little bitty thing, right? Sandy comes into work like 2 hours later. Not a scratch on her. Not a scratch on her. Who won that fight? I'm just saying, when it comes to world news, take a moment and look who actually is the aggressor. And look who actually is losing the fight. Look to see who's more bruised up, beaten up, black-eyed, split lip, can't talk. Gotta pay attention to this stuff, people. Gotta pay attention to this stuff. I mean, I went to school with a refugee from the Ukraine in the 90s, back when, and we don't stop Russia either, so what's the point, right? We don't stop Russia. Russia just takes Ukraine whenever it wants to Crimea, Geneva Conventions, all them lines we drew on the map, it's all bullshit, apparently. Nobody else seems to care. My God, y'all named a state after a religion, and you guys cannot separate the damn difference out there in the freaking world, huh? I'm telling you now, I ain't anti-Semitic, but I do not like governments that break the Geneva Convention. And I'm sad to say, I live in an area that I'm pretty sure I can ask 90% of the adults around here, and they don't even know what the hell the Geneva Convention even is. So, this is exactly why I don't watch the news. Exactly why I don't watch the news. Now, I've got no problems with the Jewish faith at all. I have sat at many Rosh Hashanah. I've gone to temple. I've sat at temple. I've sat at Passover. I've sat Shiva more than once. Got no problems with the faith. Not the basis of it. I do got some issues with Moses, man. Moses was a militant fuck. I mean, he was raised to be the head of the army. And when his army showed up, they showed up to cleanse the land with blood. I mean, these are not made up stories. That's in their whole thing. Two, the rest of the world at the Geneva Convention never even asked permission to put it there. You think the people that were there had a choice in that vote? To lose their most holy of holy cities? You think they had any choice in that vote? People are insane, man. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I like to know the stories of things. I like to know how it got started. I like to know the story behind it. And it's just like all these other people in the world, they're like, all they want is just the news headline. They got the attention span of fruit flies. When I first started getting really upset about politics, like U.S. politics, because that's where I am. When I first started getting upset about it, what I did was, what the hell was my other deck? I went ahead and I went onto the History Channel and I watched the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. And realized that it's all the same stuff over and over and over. There's really not much of a difference. I mean, there's been major shifts. I mean, definitely in some areas, but politically, the political game is always the same. I mean, if you want somebody who can put politics in an easy to understand term, follow Meghan McCain. I love her. I think she should be the first female president. Shocking. Shouldn't be. I met her. I found her on The View. Which I like to watch because they did that. Oh, yeah. All right, who's ready for the 3D45 Day of the Collective? All right, for the 3D line, I do see some stress still. 5 of Cups area, right? Still feel like siren call, still looking back at another option, things of that nature, right? As for money-wise, 9 of Pentacles here, about to punch through, right? You got the Queen of Swords here. Got a good perspective of what's going on. Thoughts and words focused. It's kind of like the bow and the strings playing together to form the music. Things are starting to come together, right? Seizing into power. A feeling a resurgence of your power. And stability. Nice to have a good 3D line for once. 40. 40, I still see a bit of imbalance going on, right? There's still a bit of imbalance going on. Still figuring out how to balance everything, right? Because we always put on a better show on the 3D than what's really going on in our minds. And that's a natural thing because, that's how you maintain the frequency usually, right? You have to be able to go through the motions of everything's all right and just maintain that faith, especially if you got small people around you, because the small people need you to help them maintain that faith that everything's going to be all right too, because they are powerful manifestors in themselves. I get on that with people, with my kids all the time. I'm like, anytime something hard's happening, I'm like, and if we can, if at all, try to keep the burdens of adult life off of my children, that would be fantastic, because their manifesting abilities are extremely powerful, especially my son. So for me, it's important for me that they maintain a sense of stability and belief that things will be okay. So I do see in the middle here, you get the 10 of Pentacles. So I feel like most people are on a good team, even if you're struggling on your team right then. You know what I'm saying? I know there's been a lot of failures. And we always say that. What? Are you drawing circles in the ground and a flat circle on the ground, or are you spiraling up? Have you learned something from each failure so that the next time you try, you don't make the same mistake? Right? Y'all, most people who work online started with many businesses first. I tell this all the time. My original store was on my original friend's Facebook page. But all my original friends and family from high school and stuff were not into witchcraft or paganism or any of that stuff. So they weren't spiritual. So, of course, that was not my demographic or my market. So it was a mistake for me to do it over there. I had to build a network of people that were into that stuff. And I had to, open up into, the internet world. And actually how I got hooked into the whole social media thing anyway. Like, I liked Facebook before, but I never got into it to like I am now until I started working with all these other, women and stuff that work on the internet. Not just women, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. Do you see the Empress here? Right. Just a lot of focus on nurturing what's around you. It's like fear of failure, wanting to nurture what's around you. There has been a lot of up and down energy going on right now. I did start doing the full moon, full eclipse, full super moon, blood moon eclipse that is coming up on the 26th. Right, with all these planets getting ready to go retrograde. I mean, some of these are only at 5 degrees. Some of them are only at 1. We got 3 planets and the North Node that are going to be in Gemini for that. So it's just been messed up. I just started doing the charts for it yesterday, so I'll have that up soon. On the 5D, we got the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups here. You have got the Four of Wands. You've got the Three of Cups and the Page of Cups reversed. All right. I'm going to do that one more time because I do trust that most of the people here have a basis of tarot, okay? Now, there's a 5D message, okay? Right? First card, Queen of Cups. Second card, King of Cups, right? On the other side of the doorway, Four of Wands. A lot of people call it the 1111 card, right? The Four of Wands, stability. It's the marriage card, all that stuff. See the tent and everything, the celebrating. This is 2 chicks in this one, so it doesn't necessarily mean you're getting married, but you get the idea, right? Right? Cups, the loving partner on this side, perfect pair. This side, no messages, no 3 of Swords. Okay? Get what I'm saying here. There is 2 sides of this message being pumped out there right now into the baseline. You need to choose where you are on your journeys, guys. It's time for people to choose where you are on your journeys, because there's a point of repeat that is about to happen if you guys are not careful, okay? That's all I got to say. I'm not supposed to say too much. It's not, I don't even know. It's absolute nonsense. All right. Get the bride in the cage. Feeling trapped. And now I always say this with the feeling trapped card is, are you genuinely trapped? Are you genuinely trapped? Do you genuinely want to get away? Or do you just want to get away because you think you're trapped? That is a weird mind game we play on ourselves. I've even said it before. I'm the kind of person, when I feel like there's like a clamp coming down on me, I'll buck at it every time. You know, that actually in certain situations is a self-sabotaging behavior if you're sabotaging something healthy, right? Are you truly trapped? Do you truly want to get away? Always ask yourself that. Why do you think you're trapped? Why do you want to get away? Always dig a little bit deeper. That's the point of communing with spirit, right? That's the point of coming on here for the confirmations and stuff like that. But really, you need to commune with genuine spirit, not just collective readings that are very generalized, okay? Because they could go for a lot of people. You know, most people just come to tarot just to be told it's okay to whatever, move on. It's so weird. All right, for our intuitive tarot cards today, I got trust and birth. Right? Trust and birth. You guys can take those messages as you want. And just to finish it up, we'll repeat the cards from the beginning. It's easy to be myself with you. That hose running circles around you, bro. I've always liked to play with fire. New thing plus change equals new thing. And I'm too involved now. You jump, I jump, remember? I can't turn away without knowing you'll be all right. All right, y'all. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and winding paths with me. I love you guys, and I'm going to catch you as soon as I can. Oh, bells, buttons, always appreciated, y'all, for real.